Hello everyone and welcome to our channel. Today we're going to talk about something that's on a lot of people's minds that are thinking of putting in a new enterprise system. We're going to talk about critical success factors for an organization so that you know you're ready to implement that system. And it doesn't matter whether it's ERP, CRM, an HR system, it equally applies. If this is something that's on your mind, then keep watching and please subscribe to our channel for more content like this.
For the past 2 decades, Kixis Group has been helping businesses like yours use technology to grow and succeed. We're proud to be one of the top Microsoft Dynamics partners in North America, and we're all about making technology easy and helpful for you.
My name is Jason Spanos, and I'm a VP at Kixis. Now, I'm a project manager at heart, so we're still going to use the framework of relating everything back to budget, scope, and timeline, and how you have to have honest conversations about all three of these in order to get that win at the end of the project. We're going to cover 5 key focus areas and how each of those 5 areas contributes to project success or failure. At the end, we'll reorganize them and summarize them so that you can have an easy takeaway. The first area is scope definition. A lot of people wonder how specific you have to be or not be. The way to handle this is to, at the beginning of the project, you define success criteria. So that's KPIs and metrics, something that's measurable that will indicate that you've had some sort of success. Now, there could be a lot of issues that a new system will address, but how is the system going to impact your actual business results? So, either by yourselves or with another third party, you need to start going through what the original problems were that led to the decision to put in a new system. Once you have the list of those, think through how the system is likely going to impact those metrics, those numbers, and how much it's going to impact them. So you've got your baseline and you want to define what the team should be shooting for in terms of we started here with this metric, and once we go live and using the new system, that metric is probably going to improve and end up being here. Number 2, you're going to have key resources that you're going to focus on this project from your company. There needs to be a backfill plan so that those people are not simply doing what they normally do every day, which is probably a fully loaded schedule, as well as having project duties. Now, there tends to be, a period of time where that will absolutely happen. But in general, what you want to do is you want to start planning for that and bringing in temporary resources to take some of the typical day-to-day operational load off of the people doing the project. Those resources could be from outside of the company, or they could even be people that are already in your company and are just helping that person carve out some time from their current role so that they can work on the new project. Some people think that they can bring in temporary employees and have them do the project. The problem there is that those people end up being the ones that learn the new system. And then once the project is done and the new system is live, that new knowledge and experience is with your temporary people instead of the people that should be in the system and using it all the time. Number 3, this one's interesting: organizational maturity level. There's lots of organizational maturity models out there. They're usually 5 or 6 levels to the maturity, but most of these you can simplify down to 3 focus points. Either the organization needs to create a historical focus on the past, and get a good data layer in place so that they can make decisions. For example, if you don't really know who your key customer segments are and how they're growing, it makes it very difficult to plan on how much you should put marketing efforts into pursuing a particular market sector. So you need to create that foundational layer of data in the past that you can then use as a tool to analyze and say, here's how we should approach a current problem. Maturity level number 2 is, if you've already got the base layer, then you can look at the current challenges you're facing and focus on those. So in that case, a system may be focused on improving current processes because you know where you're going to need to focus your attention. So you've got the past layer in place. You know you need to redesign processes based on the information that the past is telling you. That's the second focus. The third focus is using those 2 things and looking towards the future. So this would be things where you've got your base layer in place, you've got processes that are working well, and you can use those things that are fairly predictable in order to make the easy decisions for you so that you don't have decision fatigue of having to make so many mundane decisions when looking towards the future. Examples of this are putting reorder points in place if you're a manufacturing company or a distribution company. So you've already got your data layer. It tells you that here's what has been predictable. You already have a predictable way that you've set up how you're supposed to be ordering or reordering. And therefore, you can have the system set up to look towards the future and say, based on everything I already know and that predictably happens, I want the system to make certain decisions so that I don't have to focus on that and I can focus on more strategic things. The fourth focus point is ownership and leadership buy-in. All these projects need a sponsor. And by a sponsor, we mean somebody that is willing to put a financial commitment towards them and also put an effort and resource commitment towards them, the team that's going to need to work on them. This tends to be a fairly large investment for these larger systems. So the ownership or the leadership has to be interested. And that usually comes back to a financial impact. Either there is a business opportunity, some sort of pursuit that needs a stronger system or needs better processes, and that's why you're going to do this, or there needs to be some sort of risk or threat or a cost that tends to be increasing. Maybe it's a competitor taking market share. There's something that's changing, and you need to mitigate those risks, even if that's simply replacing a system that's now 15 years out of date, for example, and runs the risk of being hacked. The fifth focus point is the compelling reason. Right? Number four was that the ownership and leadership has to be interested. Number five is that you need to sort out sometimes multiple reasons that the project should be done so that you can focus on what matters the most. There may be 10 different good reasons to implement a new system, but oftentimes a number of those are more resulting from a few core reasons. So there may be a few things that are driving some of the current challenges you have, and they are creating other challenges that also need to be mitigated. There are workshops, cause and effect workshop exercises, and various techniques that you can use so that you can sift through what seem to be a number of compelling reasons and focus on the ones that you truly need to remain laser focused on for these projects and not drift into side projects that may slow you down or cost more financial obligation. Let's recap those reasons. Number one, ownership needs to be interested. So that's a budget focus thing. Number two, you have a compelling reason. Again, there's some sort of budget, and now you're getting into the scope, right? We said we'd relate it budget, scope, timeline. Number three, defining the scope of the project with KPIs and metrics so that you can measure what success is. Number four, making sure that the key resources that you're going to allocate to the project are backfilled so that they have the appropriate time and energy and focus to work on the project. And then number five, the fifth one, is realistically looking at the amount of change that your organization can absorb based on your organizational maturity. All right, we covered a lot of solid points. I hope that the information today that was shared was helpful and puts you on the way to project success. If you do have any questions about the topics, the workshop methods, or other points mentioned, then please visit our website to learn more about what we do and our services, or simply give us a call, and we'd be more than happy to address your questions. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care, and bye for now.